Hey guys, Chicky Domain, Deboo.com with a Deboo.com surf forecast update. This update effective around 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, October 18th, 2015. Okay guys, it's been a while since we've been excited to do a video forecast update, but we are now monitoring for a possible major swell event setting up in the Atlantic with what could ultimately become Tropical Cyclone KAYT north of Puerto Rico in about 96 to 120 hours. We'll show you that here in just a minute. Going to start you off with some visible satellite imagery just east of the Florida coast and the northern Bahamas. You can see as the front is starting to settle down now, the rule of thumb during hurricane season is always watch the tail ends of fronts or along stalled fronts for an area of low pressure to develop, and we're already seeing the synoptic pattern starting to set up here. Look at this little cyclonic spin just east of the Florida coast and just to the north of the northern Bahamas. Going to move you out just a little bit further now. This is the northern Bahamas over here in the left portion of your screen. Central Bahamas in here. Look at the little vorticity spin right in here that's trying to set up. You can see that the air is sinking here to the southwest and then the strong west to east flow pushing through here. And as it pushes through here, it's starting to create spin. Look at this. Right in here. And then down here towards the bottom portion of your screen, right in here. Going to move out just a little bit further now, out towards Puerto Rico, where models are suggesting that an area of low pressure may try to spin up here in the next 96 to 120 hours. GFS on the strongest. Euro is split. But look right here toward the northeast of the island. You can already see some cyclonic rotation starting to develop here. Can you see that? All right, move you out just a little bit further, and we're going to show you last night's run of the GFS, and this is a much wider view. Here's that area that is just to the northeast of Puerto Rico. You can see that. And this is also associated with some late-season tropical waves that are in here on the central Atlantic, especially just east of Puerto Rico. Can you see my cursor here? There's a little cyclonic spin just east of the island that looks like it might want to try and start working down to the surface. So you can see why we are paying attention to this. National Hurricane Center is not pointing this out at the present moment, but that looks like that's going to change. Here's last night's run of the GFS model forecast, starting you out at 96 hours. This would be Thursday. You can see an area of low pressure just north of Hispaniola, and the front still trying to die out and fade out in here. The tail end of the front's probably in here towards the Bahamas. Moving you out to 120 hours. This is next Friday. You can see a 1,008 millibar low develops just north of Puerto Rico. Now, guys, this is going to get some strong east-northeast groundswell going, heading toward Florida if the model holds true. Keep in mind now, we currently have a strong northerly surge set up here just east of the east coast of the United States in here with northerly winds 25 to 30 knots. Going out to Saturday, this is next weekend. Model lifts the area of low pressure just to the east-southeast of the Outer Banks as a 1010 millibar low. Tropical Cyclone KAYT in here. And then look what happens at 168, which is next Sunday. I'm going to back this up for you now because this is 2 or 3 times the model has shown us this in the last couple of runs. Notice how it takes the area of low pressure and moves it to the Outer Banks. Residents along the northeast coast, nothing to get worried about at the moment because we got time to watch. But guys, this is the time of year. The other thing we'll point out is 92L Invest, the area that's over in the Bay of Campeche. There's another Invest that developed over in the East Pac. That's 97E Invest. It looks like that 97E will be the trigger mechanism for whatever may try to develop over here in the Western Gomex. Now, models initially, back several days ago, wanted to develop an area of low pressure in the Bay of Campeche, and the natural flow of things would have been off towards the east-northeast and then out to sea, like we've seen so many times. But if you notice that the last several runs, the models have wanted to move this area of low pressure into Texas and hook it to the left. They are now doing the same thing with this area of low pressure that may try to develop north of Puerto Rico, which could become Tropical Cyclone KAYT. From a swell perspective, guys, this would put seas in excess of probably 30 to 35 feet in strong northeast groundswell. This would be light winds for southwest Florida or South Florida. So for those guys entered in the Salt Life Big Wave Challenge, there's a big opportunity right here to score big, guys. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this. We'll be updating frequently over the next 72 hours or so. So be sure to stay tuned to debut.com for all of your updates. That's all we got for you for now, guys. Stay tuned for the next update.